And so, beloved masters, greetings on this evening. I would like to mention first a question that we hear a lot, people talking about. How is it that the masters are so up to date? How could they possibly know what we're doing here on Earth in these times? And it is because we're not dead. Our lives did not stop when we passed from the earth and laid down a particular body at a particular time. For who we are, who you are, is eternal. And so, beloved masters, this belief that we couldn't possibly keep up because the last life that Saint Germain had was in the court of Louis XIV, and so he couldn't possibly know what scientific events are going on now or what television show we watch. Of course we do. We are very involved in your lives. We're interested. We're intertwined with who you are. There's 8 billion souls on this planet. Each one, you could say, is a thread in a cosmic weaving. Each one brings beauty to this weaving, even if the choices that are made are unfortunate, are sad, are negative. You still bring beauty to the cosmic weaving because fundamentally you are beautiful. You are divine, divine creative masters. And so we speak tonight about moving forward, finding a new direction for your future. Many of you may have believed that you have a plan or an idea of where you want your future to go. But that was in a different place. That was in another time. For who we are today is not who we were yesterday. And who we will be tomorrow will be the outcome of choices that we have made in this day. So when we say, dearly beloved masters, consider your choices carefully. Don't make a choice to give your power away to someone else because maybe if you give your power away to them, then everything you desire will be all right. But dearly beloved masters, over time, over eons of time, the idea of paying a price to get what you want, and then discovering that even though you paid, you didn't get what you desire. In the court, that would be called blackmail. And fear is being used on the earth at this point in time to hold humanity back. And yet you, the unique individual that you are quite capable because you are an aspect of the divine. You're quite capable of creating your own future, holding the intentions for what you desire, and then allowing spirit, which is not going to ask you for a price, allowing spirit to assist you in the choices you make, in the plans that you might consider. But spirit definitely will keep very gently turning you around. The direction is forward. No, don't look back. There's nothing back there that's going to give you a clue about the direction you will take forward, simply because that direction is still a part of the unknown future. The past is history. His story. And now the goddess is emerging. And the goddess is moving forward to take her place equally, standing next to the man. But her eyes are on the future. Her eyes are on moving forward. It is not about looking back. For so long, humanity has read history and said, we'll do better than that. And you can go back even into biblical times. And if you didn't read the names, you could put John Smith or Elizabeth Brown or Hosanna Makata, and it would work just as well. Because how they were fighting the wars, how they were seeking to control, how they were playing power games, is the very same thing today. The only difference is today the media is tracking what people are doing. So it's very difficult to make a statement on camera before microphones and then say, I didn't say that. That is not what I meant. When thousands, millions of people can watch the moment and hear what was said and see facial expressions, body English, even to feel, because people are becoming more and more intuitively sensitive now in this time to feel the energy that a particular individual is putting out. Sincerity feels so different from the cunning calculations of the logical ego mind. And many people are very disturbed that I keep equating logic with the ego. And yet, the clearer you become, the more you connect within yourself, the deeper you go. Dearly beloved masters, the more you will recognize as you connect deeper into yourself, you have a higher perspective, an overview. It's as though you're watching the situations of life in wraparound stereophonic sound and visual. You feel each individual. Now, if you're watching through your logical mind, through your physical orbs, if you're listening through your physical ears, then you may hear confusion. You may feel chaos. You may see things that aren't necessarily the way they really are. But as you move into that inner connection, which actually, dearly beloved masters, is the path forward, the new direction. Through the portal that takes you to connect with things that have always existed, and yet you've been told for eons of time that they don't. In these times, there is a very obvious desire to rewrite history. There is a movement to write certain groups, even races, out of the historic picture. They didn't really exist. It was a mythology. And people say, that's my lineage. That's where I came from. And it is. But you carry the essence of that lineage in your DNA. You, in many ways, are the modern historian by the story of your life. Your life is important. What you have lived is very interesting. What you have experienced and how it brings you to this moment in time. Those stories are invaluable. The courage to tell them, the willingness to tell them, the allowing yourself to speak. Well, I don't have anything to say. Of course you do. And people will listen. Well, what if they don't like what I say? What if they criticize me? What if they do? It's still your story. Their dislike or criticisms don't change that. But as you speak of who you are and what you are becoming, it reaffirms for yourself within you. It can actually strengthen the memory. It isn't about living in the past, but it is about going back over the events of your life, almost as though you're reading a book, and really considering what you've experienced and how strong you were at that time, or how you did things you believed you could not. And even to this day, as you think back over certain parts of your life, you may still shake your head and say, I don't know how I managed that. Getting to know yourself, remembering you. And there are people that will say, well, my life is so terrible that I really don't want to go back over it. Go back over it. But go back over it this time, looking for the magic, looking for the positives, looking for your incredible power. Write about it, make notes. Emphasize the things that you've done that if it was someone else, you would really admire it. So admire yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself forward. If I was that courageous, then maybe I can move forward now. Of course you can. Well, I was much younger then. Doesn't matter. You are still you. And if you have gained years of wisdom in your life, then the number of years that you have lived has brought you gifts. But it isn't the number of years that you have lived that makes you smart, that makes you powerful, that makes you curious and investigative with a powerful desire to learn more about what you desire to understand in life. There are 8 billion people on this planet, and each one of them sees something that's really important to them. And yet the world says, well, there are certain subjects that are very important that you should focus on, but most of the things that you consider important aren't. Everything that you personally consider are important is necessary to the overall weave of this pattern of life that you in this time are contributing to. There are people who love animals, and their focus is on saving the animals, taking care of the animals, and yet they want to go to war with someone who is an ecologist, and they want to invest their time and perhaps money in the improvement of the Earth's atmosphere or how the land is prospering. Someone else is interested in health. Another one is interested in business. There are those that are very interested in making drawings of all manner of things, all manner of things, technology, nature, beauty, wonder, the grace of the human form. And each one of those interests is a vital part of the weave of the whole. If everyone was only interested in the animals, then a lot of people would suffer. If everyone was only interested in ecology, then the state of wellness of humanity could slip into unretrievable places. So every being and their desires and their passions and their interests are important to the whole. We are moving forward. We are finding our direction for the future. Come and join us. Bring your dreams and your desires and your passions, and bring your willingness to love yourself. Well, I have a hard time with that one. That's really difficult for me. Then come and be with us, and we will encourage you. We will support you as you find the amazing truth of yourself. Feel it. Feel it. Be with yourself in these times, not just intellectually. When we say go deep within yourself, that really does require that you leave your logical mind out there. And as you go deeper into your inner self, as you find more and more about you, leave your judgments out there. Leave your criticisms out there. Leave your fears as best you can outside so that as you enter deeper into your inner self, you have some clear space to work with. You can call your fears to be with you in the other, and they're going to feel different. They're going to look different. In fact, in the other, you may actually wonder why you were afraid. And the stronger you get connected deep within yourself, the easier it is to return to the outer world with a new sense of strength, confidence, clarity, purpose, desire. Who am I now? Well, right now is the only place that you can do anything about your life. Right now. And as I say it, now, it's not the old one, it's a new one. And now. And so living right where you are is where you make your choices. It's where you create how you desire to move forward. It is where you receive what you've asked for. And so many people ask and then turn away. They ask and they go to do something else because, in many ways, asking of the divine has become just one more making an order And once you put in the order, you don't sit around and wait for it to come. You know it will get here. The challenge has been the same faith that you put in Amazon, you're not putting into God. You will trust that truck to arrive with your Amazon order in a timely fashion. But when you put in your order, and yes, it's a big order, it's your life. But when you put in your order, you don't necessarily believe that that's really going to happen. So, dearly beloved, amazing, divine, creative masters, where is your faith? A lot of people have put their faith in the monetary system. They put their faith in the stock market. Even though the stock market has crashed, even though it goes up and down, even though things are not something you can truly measure, people will put more faith in the stock market than they do in God. Well, I pray to God. I ask God for things. They don't come because, beloved masters, your prayer is, yes, an asking, a petition to the divine, but it's also, in many ways, a conversation. God, I would really desire to bring this into my life. And spirit will come, it may come in the form of one of us, to sit with you and listen. Tell us about what you desire. You've told us what you want, but tell us how you choose to integrate that into your life. Is that desire going to fill out your life and make it greater? Or is that desire going to tear you away from things that you've worked very hard to get? Where will that desire take you? Now, you won't get a definitive answer like logic wants, but if you ask where this choice, this desire, this passion, where will it take me? And you feel into yourself, you may actually begin to recognize a feeling that says, even though you don't know what this is, wait, it's worth it. Or after you've thought about it and thought about it and rolled it around in your mind and decided this is what you just have to have, and you talk to spirit, and spirit says, What do you hope to gain from this? And the idea, when you're talking to spirit, well, gain more money. And spirit says, but you have unlimited access to divine currency. Unlimited access to the energy flow of abundance from the divine. So, dearly beloved masters, as you are taking a new direction, desiring to move forward now instead of perhaps looking back so much, begin to consider how you are changing and how the world is changing. That outer world that you have known for such a very, very long time, that outer world is coming undone. The illusions are unraveling. So, what will the future look like? I can almost guarantee you, beloved masters, it will not look like 2001 Space Odyssey. It won't look like the old space dramas of the 1950s when television was just beginning to, oh my goodness, show people things that they didn't have a clue were happening. And the world began to open up. And people had to acknowledge that everybody doesn't see the world like I do. Everybody doesn't do things the way I do. And then they began to worry. How can I get them to understand that the way I do things is better? And it is, dearly beloved masters. This is where we come to unique individuality. The way you will do things for yourself, if you're paying attention and making wise choices, the way that you will do things, make choices for yourself, is divinely appropriate for you. But it doesn't mean that the way you live your life or make your choices is going to be divinely appropriate for the person next door or the man in the next town or the people that are living in another state or another country or across water. Yet each and every one is a divine creative master. The ones you love and the ones you don't like very much. They're all still divine creative masters. They're making choices. And many of them are very entrenched in the choices they're making. They're very involved in what they're creating. They're not paying attention to the outcome of their actions. It may be a small thing. Church people in a small town that have decided that their perspective of God and Jesus is far more important, more valid, even more personal than someone else's perspective is. Yet each one of you has total access to Christedness. Gasps. Blasphemy! No, not blasphemy. The Christed energy is your connection to the divine. For Christians, it's called Christedness. For other religions, it may have a different name. It's still the same essence. If you forgive, letting the words, the languaging, the specifics that you are looking for to prove that what you believe is better than what they believe. Let it go. Let it go. But who will I be? More? Because when you allow the veils of illusion that you have wrapped around yourself, the veils of illusion around the earth have been coming undone for a number of years now. But each individual has their own personal veils of illusion. But this is the only way it can be. No, it isn't. But this is the right way for you, perhaps. But take the time to sit with your cherished beliefs and really feel this fit me when I was a youth. It fit me when I was a child and my parents believed this way. But today, you are an adult and it's your turn to make your own choices, not despite anyone. For dearly beloved masters, the choices that you make in defiance more often than not will have a boomerang effect. I'll show them. But in the process of needing to show them that you've got the answers or you're doing things the right way or you're better than they are, you don't watch where you're putting your foot. Spirit guards humanity, all of humanity, so that when you're not paying attention and you make a misstep, it even speaks in the Bible of, we will not allow your foot to strike a stone. And in the highest consciousness, in the deepest love, that is true for all. But if you are so determined that you will not strike a stone, and it has nothing to do with the help of the divine, you may find yourself in a field of stones. Help. Somebody help me. And we're there. But will you believe we can help you? Will you accept that we are someone that you can trust? Let go of your most cherished beliefs and your deepest rages and your darkest thoughts. Let them go. Let them all go. But I don't want to let go of the good stuff. And dearly beloved masters, when you let go of all of it, what is truly yours will stay with you. It may not seem to be there for a while, but it is with you. And in divine timing, that which is yours will be with you. You may require to take some time to let go of things that you have believed in, that you have clung to, that you couldn't imagine that there could be anything else better. And I assure you, dearly beloved masters, there's always more. No matter how big your dream, no matter how great you have become, no matter how much confidence you find in yourself in this moment, there's always more. So your path forward includes, for everyone upon the earth, no matter what their faith, what their belief system, what their attempts to gain power are in this time, everyone on this planet will move through this experience of deep discovery. Who am I really? Go into it, beloved masters, prepared to love yourself. And you'll be amazed at how much you do. Hang on to the old judgments cling to painful thoughts and ideas that you've carried from your childhood. Look for life to be lousy, and it will be. But when you forgive viewing the challenges as punishment, and you began to see them as opportunities, your perspective enlightens. The dark shadows of the illusion of the outer world begin to recede, draw away. Enlightenment. The light that is in you, the light that is with you, goes on. You mean I've been standing here in the dark all this time? Yes. Well, why did you let me do that? It was your choice. No, that would that would never be my choice. But you said you believed in it. You said it was the only way to live life. And you were so convinced and convincing. And we are bound to respect your free will. So we cannot come and say, look at the mess you're making. We wait in love with a passionate desire that you will decide there's got to be more than this. And when that occurs for the majority of people, they begin to change. Now, generally, they start their search in the outer world. There's got to be more than this. So the more becomes something that I can't have if I don't have the money. And yet there are people who are working dead-end jobs to make the money to have their dream when the job doesn't even pay their obligations, much less provide for fun, for a dream, for more. Why do they stay? I don't know what else to do. Oh, dearly beloved masters, of course you know what else to do. But you have to meet your fear. You have to start moving in this new direction. When you reach a place where you willingly relax in your own faith, then life can begin to reward you in the way that you had desired that it would. But if you're fighting to get something, then battle always builds walls against you or between you and what you desire. The answer to what's going on in the outer world is stop fighting. And that comment, that suggestion brings up fear. But if I stop fighting, they'll just run over me, will they? If you stop fighting, you can stand. If you stop fighting, you can get out of the foxhole. But if I stand out there, they'll kill me, will they? Where is your faith? Yes, beloved masters, there is a vast difference between a powerful faith and an unfortunate choice to dare the enemy. When it is about you, when it is not about them, not about them, not about them, but about you. Not in a narcissistic way of, well, I've got to have everything I want the moment I want it. We see those demonstrations going on in the media every day. But when you are so in love with yourself, true love, deep love, spiritual love, not, oh, I'm so wonderful. You are wonderful. But you've got to feel it, mean it, and live it. Relax your grip on everything out there. Release the hold that fear has on you, but dearly beloved masters, release also the hold you have on fear. And as you let go of everything that you've been holding on to, you can put your hands empty to the divine and allow the divine to fulfill you. Unconditional love, at least now in this moment, knows you better than you know yourself. So what you thought you wanted, what you thought was all you could have, is amazingly not what spirit will bring you. Oh, spirit may bring you the idea that you had so that it's actually recognizable. This is the idea I had, but it's bigger. It's more glorious. It's more fulfilling. It's more protective. It's more supportive. It's more amazing because spirit will give you what you deserve. And you've been taught in the outer world you don't deserve much. And if you get the idea that you deserve more, then there'll be a convention of critics to accuse you of trying to take more than belongs to you. Dearly beloved masters, your divine inheritance is all. Your all is not their all. And logic says that can't happen. You've got a pie and you cut the pie in pieces, and everyone gets a piece of the pie, unless you're God. And then everyone has access to the universal plenty. We say it's all because the logical mind could never find an end to what your divine inheritance will provide for you if you will get very deeply connected within yourself. The divine inheritance doesn't work very well out there in the outer world because the vibrational frequency is decibels lower than your inner self provides. Finding your new direction, moving forward toward what is coming. There have been hundreds of books written about the end of the world, about the final times, and how desolate and desperate and destructive they are. There's war everywhere, and the planet is completely devastated in so many of these stories. Here and there will be a small group of people that have found a hidden valley or a quiet place in the mountains. And off the grid, no one knows they're there. And they live an amazingly beautiful life. But the main focus is on the complete devastation of cities, of the land that would grow food, of the oceans. How would you survive? Raise your frequency by going within energetically. You cannot think your way into your inner space. You feel it. You feel the depth of that connection within you. Dearly beloved, amazing, divine, creative masters. Feelings, not emotional reactions. Feelings is a higher vibrational frequency of emotion. Emotion is reactive. Act in haste and repent in leisure. But it is that as you hold the intention for your direction forward to be beautiful, to be safe, to be prosperous, to be comfortable, Spirit will bring you what you have asked for. Keep your focus on developing that positive future. You're not creating the future out there because the future is unknown. You can't create something in an unknown place and bring it back to the known. You are creating your new direction, your future within you now. When you cling to focusing on the negatives, or when you determine in love to draw upon the strength, the clarity, the wisdom, the faith, the patience, to live beyond what that outer world has told you is all there is. Take time during the day, every day, several times. Whatever you're doing, take the time to just close your eyes and go within. Just relax and allow your energy to come into your center. Don't try. Trying is a no thing. You either accomplish or you do not. So trying is literally getting nowhere. It's a treadmill. But as you give yourself over to the divine, remember, the logical mind psychologically says if you give yourself over to the divine, then God will be in control of you. Because that's what logic focuses on, is control. But dearly beloved masters, that divine essence which created everything, not just human beings, everything, that divine essence has no necessity to control you. It created you. It wants you to benefit, to prosper, to do well, to be healthy, to have love, to feel rich, to have experiences. Yes, If you always have ease and good, you have no comparison to how good you may have it. But life has challenges. No matter how much money anyone has, life has challenges. And a lot of those really important things in life can't be bought. You are priceless. Why do you let yourself be bought for a lesser price? So as you are going deeper, getting to know yourself better, value yourself. Not better than, worse than, value yourself to feel your worth. What does priceless feel like? Unconditional love doesn't weigh and measure. It loves unconditionally. So what you got, how much you know, who you know, what you can do, are very pleasing to the divine. You were created to be wonderful, but you were not created to fight over who's better. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And when you make a choice for one side, the other side is still a part of you. And if you choose a side within you, then half of you is unloved, unwanted, disapproved of. When you bring yourself together, integrate, become whole, then and only then do you truly get to enjoy the fulfillment of how you were made. Dearly beloved, amazing, divine, creative masters. And the logical mind may now be saying, well, he didn't tell us anything about how to move forward to our future. Dearly beloved masters, in many ways I gave you the keys. It's up to you to divine for yourself how you personally will take that essence and energy and understanding and unconditional love of the divine and create your ongoing into the new future. There is a new future, and it will look very different from what you're experiencing here. Everyone has the right to move into the sixth dimension. But those who have decided that they will conquer the sixth dimension, that they will go in and take it over so that as souls from earth are beginning to come forward, they will just immediately overpower them. That energy will not be allowed to pass the gate into the sixth dimension. It's as though you're trying to get into the house holding a bar in front of you so that you can't get through the door because the bar denies you. But if you look, you're the one that's holding the bar. It isn't someone else barring the door to you. It's your own choices that create the obstacle that prevents you from moving forward into that new future. Everyone is welcome. But the desire to dominate, to control, those are issues connected with the outer world on earth. And so that outer world must begin to fade into the annals of time. Another experience, another experiment is ending as the soul moves forward to the next phase of the journey. So, dearly beloved masters, in the greatest of love, we are with you constantly, consistently. How can that be? Because we don't have any belief that says we can't. Omnipresence is simply the faith that I can be in as many different places as I require to be of service. And the logical mind says, you can't be anywhere but here. So if you cling to that, you have provided your own bar to the next dimensional frequency. As you let go of it, and you're willing to absolutely trust that I can move into the next plane of existence. Yes, I can. And you really accept that, then you can. Yes, you absolutely can move into the next dimension, which is connected with the earth. It's just in a different frequency. And that's when you'll begin to realize how many other worlds are directly connected to the earth that you never knew was there because you didn't believe that there could be anything else but what's happening here on this ball. So, beloved masters, in the greatest of love, we are at your service. Not servants or slaves, but equals to help you move forward to your new future. I bid you adieu.